Hey, so in today's video, I'd like to talk to you about something that I shared with a viewer the other day, which is that it's better to live in fear than it is to live in regret. And I believe this like it's religion. When I say fear, though, we're not talking like shaking fucking fear and being a psychopath. No, we're talking more metaphorically, and it sounds cool, so that's pretty much it. It's true, but it's mostly for added effect because we like things that sound cool. Anyway, let's start off with a bit of an example. I'm going to give you an instance from me, from my life. When starting this channel, like right before I started it, I had all these fears. What if I couldn't do it? What if I'm not supposed to do it? What if it goes wrong? What if people find out? What if people don't like me? What if? What if? But it is vital that whatever your what if is, you get over it. And I chose to get over it. Fear is the final step before you get somewhere, before you reach a goal, before you accomplish something. Because you will have all these prep steps. For example, I wanted to be a YouTuber. Boom. That's step one. I need a camera. Phone. Step two. I need good audio. Phone again. That's the same step actually. I need a good environment. Step two. I need good communication skills. There's steps to this, but the final step is overcoming your fears. The what if. Oh, it's a tongue twister. You should try it. Regardless, as you can see, the final step is getting over the what ifs. And it's so crucial because if you do not get over the what ifs, you get set all the way back to like the -1 square. And the -1 square is regret. And regret is 10 times worse than fear. So let me give you an example. Although I think it was like 2 months ago, all that time ago, when I started this channel, and I was on the final step of fear. I could have done one of two things. I could have gone forward, which I did, or I could have gone back. I could have accepted fear. I could have lived in it. Could have let it dominate me. I didn't choose this, but what if I did? Let's talk about that. If I did, then I would live all the time, every day, knowing that I could have been this, that I could have helped people, that I could have accomplished this, that I could be that man. But I'm not. Every day that I would see people chasing their goals, I see them today, people like me, doing this YouTube thing, just like me. They have their own channels, and they're growing smallly. I see them. They're everywhere. Great people, great men, great women, great people. But my point is, I would have looked at them today, and during the 2 months that have passed, I would have looked at them, and I would have been constantly reminded of all my regret, of all the pain from that regret, that I didn't do this, that I didn't become one of them. I'd be constantly reminded. I'd have to live with this regret. I'd have to live with it the whole time. Next to that is fear. And fear's a very adequate, it's a formidable force, fear. But regret is so much worse. I'm telling you, man, it is 10 times worse than fear. Because, let me tell you something. Fear, you can overcome it easily. Sort of. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, but compared to regret, it is difficult. It's easy. Sorry. Alone, it's difficult. Compared to regret, easy. How's that, you might wonder? Because regret is the constant pain of dealing with a decision you made that you don't like through your whole life. And the worst part about regret is that it's over and you can't change it. So you're left to regret it. Whereas with fear, you can change this. My fears, for instance, they were the ones that I mentioned. I got over them, right? But let's talk about the new ones, because right after that step, there's a step every day, a constant new step for me every day of fear, where I have to get over the what if people don't like me, or what if someone comes in the comment section that I don't like, or what if it doesn't work out, or what if my family finds out and I don't want to explain it to them. It's not like my family doesn't support it, I'll say, but it's just awkward and I'm not in the mood. So it's like a slight fear, but these fears, right? I face them every single day. When I make this video, or that video, or the new video, this, every single video, new fears. Or, well, same fears. Again. A new run. Rinsing it back. Again. And it's the ultimate decider whether or not I make that video or not. Whether I be great or not. But that's besides the point. The point is, these can be dealt with. Notice how, if I had to explain it to my family, I could. I just said I don't want to. Notice how, if it came down to it and a douchebag went in the comments, I could deal with it. It's a douchebag, but it's not a problem. Or notice how if it doesn't work out, I'll go back at it tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next and the next and the next. It will work out. One day, it'll work out all the way down the line, or maybe right here. It doesn't matter where it is. It will work out someday because I'll make it work. But look at that. I just eliminated all my fears. Look at that. Oh, look at that. All that relief. You just... No more fear. Easy. I mean, of course, it's not as easy as you'd think, but it feels like that. It's like a... Because you realize how basic your fears are. Even better than the is when you realize regret and you think, well, if I didn't do that, then I'd be living with this horrible, horrible thought in my mind, like, why didn't I do it? Why wasn't I that guy? Why didn't I make that thing? Why didn't I accomplish this? You will live your life this way. Your whole life. It's painful. So, why do you want to be that way? Fear is formidable. I understand fear. I understand fear. I understand it as much as you. I don't understand it any more or less than you. I am on the same playing field as you. But what I don't do is I don't let it control me. I'm hoping you don't either, but if you do, stop it. It denies you everything you want. Some fears, I will say, I'm not telling you to disregard your fears. I'm telling you to consider them. Because there will be an instance where it's like, I want to start this business, let's say, but I have to take out a loan. But wait, the loan would put me in massive crippling debt if everything went wrong, and I have no way to get out of it. That would fuck my life completely. That's a reasonable fear. Maybe you shouldn't take out the loan yet. So consider your fear. Go, is it absolutely detrimental to my life? Or is it just an awkward conversation with dad? Or is it just a douchebag in the comments? Or is it just a temporary, it didn't work out and we'll go back at it tomorrow? What is it? And if you can describe all those fears as something that isn't going to kill you or isn't going to fuck up your life, I want you to cross off each one. If you can describe every single one and cross off every single one, then what's holding you back? Write them all down. Write on a piece of paper all your fears. Cross off the ones that aren't detrimental to your life. And if you have none, you likely will. Why aren't you doing it? You look at it and you'll be like, why aren't I doing it? Of course, it won't be that simple, but I'm saying that it's super helpful as an exercise. It still takes confidence. It still takes a lot of courage to do whatever it is you want to do. But This exercise helps you so much. It helps you way more than you'd think. And if it is one of those things where your life is on the line and it's detrimental and you can't cross it off, you're not going to live with regret if you don't do that thing. If you don't start that business and fuck up your life, don't regret it. Yes, there's a chance that business could have succeeded, but there's another chance that you would be in massive debt your whole life and you'd be homeless. You couldn't provide for your family. You'd just be fucked. So take that into consideration and go, well, I know the outcomes. I don't know which one would have happened, but I'm glad I'm alive today and I'm not in fucking debt, homeless, and can't provide for my children. That is not something to regret. That is not something to regret. So consider your fears. If they are irrational fears that don't make any sense and are just holding you back, cross them off. Do your goal. And if they are actually fears that are reasonable and will be detrimental, consider them. Think, how can I get around it? Work towards that. That could be long term. As I said, getting a loan, you need collateral, you need money, or whatever it is. Get that. And that could be years. But that fear saved your life, if you think about it. So fear is to be considered, not to be disregarded. But remember that every day that you're faced with a fear, if you can remove it and achieve your goals, it is a better life than if you accepted your fears, fell into them, and then lived your life in regret, knowing that you could have been, that you could have done, that you could have had. It's horrible. Never let your goals be taken by fear. Unnecessary fear, yet again. Irrational fear. Not important fear. But stuff that makes no sense. Never let your goals be robbed by stuff that makes no sense. So your challenge for today, your step for today, is to take even the smallest thing. I want you to take anything. It could be big, it could be medium, but it needs to be minimum a small thing. Making something, cleaning even, I don't even know what it would be, but whatever it is for you, whatever it is that you have in your mind, a goal, even the smallest goal, take the fear that is aligned with that goal that prevents you from doing it. Why didn't you do it yesterday? Why didn't you do it last week? Write down those fears. And if none of them are detrimental to your life, cross off all the ones that aren't. And if you're left with a list of crossed off things that aren't going to kill you, do your goal today and overcome your fear. Do it again and again and again. Do this through your life, but I want you to specifically do it today. So that's your challenge. Take that goal. Don't let fear hold you back. Fear kills progress. Fear is the ultimate determinator between whether or not you will be great or you are just talk. You just talk. So I just want you to focus on that. Complete all your goals. I know you can do it. Look at what I've done. This is something that I still fear all the time. I'm just as human as you. But if I can overcome it, so can you. So let's get to it. Do my challenge, and I wish you the absolute best with your goals. Take care, my friend.